type injury. That from ESPN's Rob Domofsky at about 3 o'clock today. Some good news on the injury front for the Packers. Micah Parsons was not included on the injury report for the first time this season. When asked if that means Micah Parsons' snap count will go up, head coach Matt LaFleur kept it short and sweet.
We'll see.
The Packers are getting ready to kick off against the Cleveland Browns on Sunday at noon. The Packers are currently 7.5-point favorites. Jim, Matt, and Molly starts now.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
Everybody's ego takes a shot on this show.
You gotta keep your chill with Jim, Matt, and Molly.
I am savage.
So you're not special.
Jim, if we want to play this game, we can play this game.
And I'm just like, oh my God, this guy's gonna swing on Jim.
He's a complicated fellow. Oh.
People like me.
I don't think so.
This is Jim, Matt, and Molly on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin App, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
Lions attack with the precision of a pro football team, with each Lion playing the same position time and time again in hunts.
Quarterback, tackler.
Like, I love nature and stuff, but like, I honestly don't know the point of a giraffe on this world. What is the point of a giraffe?
Existential question?
Yes.
What's the point of us?
No, there's literally, no, exactly. Like,
they're just there, like you and me.
It's literally like they're just there.
Yeah, literally, you can say that about everything on this planet.
You could.
Broadcasting
but we
live
don't.
from the Everlight Solar Studio in downtown Madison. Alongside Matt Hamilton and Molly Brown, here's Jim Rutledge.
It is Jim, Matt, and Molly. We are presented by Coors Light. If the mountains are blue, you know what to do.
And that's crush a Coors Light.
I'm Jim Rutledge. I have the power in the Everlight Solar Studio alongside Molly Brown and Matt Hamilton. Primetime will or shine behind the glass. Get into the show, 844-770-3776. That's the Carbus Talking text line. Less is more. Actually, I want to start the show off with, I don't normally start it off with like a promotion, but this is pretty cool. We're kicking it off. I feel like this will be a surprise to Matt, Molly, but...
I put on his calendar.
Yeah, but I feel like Matt checks his calendar like the week before things happen.
True.
But...
Oh, definitely. If this is a different month than the one we're currently in, I have not seen it.
It is in December, I believe.
It is December 7th.
All right, Packer fans want the ultimate Lambeau VIP experience? Jim, Matt, and Molly are teaming up with Miller Lite to hook you up. Every Miller Lite purchase gets you an entry to win 2 tickets to the December 7th game with us. That's right. The Jim, Matt, and Molly crew is giving you a VIP game day experience with exclusive access to the Tundra Trail pregame party. You and a guest could be living it up at Lambeau, Miller Lite style. All you have to do is head to any of the following locations to get yourself some Miller Lite. Paoli Pub, Pooley's, Pin Seekers, and Missouri Tavern are just some of them. I'll continue to rotate those as they go along. The winner will be announced November 21st. So grab a Miller Lite today for your chance to win. Yeah. So you excited you're going to a Bear-Packer game, Matt Hamilton?
Yeah.
You're just learning this now live on the air?
Yeah, I was today years old and I learned I was going to the Bears-Packers game this year.
Got Bear.
There you go.
I was
so
far more excited about that.
I immediately went to my
season.
calendar. Obviously, Molly looks ahead because she saw my calendar, and that is definitely a date that works.
We also 1,000% ran this by you before we did it. So, like, it should not be like...
I actually don't know if we did.
Really?
I think we might have just been like parents and we're like, you're going.
Well,
you don't know what to say.
His schedule's clear. If something comes up, that's on him.
Didn't we have to run this by the NFL schedule makers first to make sure, oh, yeah, this is a day where Matt's around. You can schedule the Bears-Packers game for December 7th.
This entire game revolves around Matt Hamilton.
Clearly.
Well,
Thanks,
also,
guys.
to be fair, Matt's never here anyway, so, like, Jim, Matt, and Molly during football season is really Jim and Molly anyway, so if Matt can tag along, great.
Yeah, and I get to this time.
Fantastic.
Because Molly's good at her job. I'm like myself.
Thank you. You're welcome.
What are the odds right now, Molly, that Matt actually makes it to the game?
I don't know, but that's why Ryan is always behind the glass, and that's why he's always ready to step in.
Understudy number 1. I guess.
Well, it's better than not being an understudy at all, isn't
He's going to be like, Matt, drink this. Yes. Oh, I got a stomach ache. I can't go.
Matt, what's this hanky smell like?
Whoa! I was saying he was just going to give you some food
He's gonna
poisoning.
incapacitate me, is what you're saying.
With like food poisoning.
Oh, gotcha.
Or like KO pectate or something.
Well, now you put that one out into the ether.
Yeah, no kidding.
With ether.
Yeah.
Now he got an idea in his head, so
Yeah,
I'd watch
that's
out.
sick.
You know what? You get what's coming to you, Matt.
Don't go to the parking garage with Ryan by yourself.
Good old serial killer.
Yeah, hey, Ryan,
Moore's
could you
bad
walk
jokes.
me to my car after the show today?
Well, he's not going to do it
I
now.
don't feel safe.
I'd
No
disappear
kidding.
you now. It'd be like, I'd worry like the week of the game.
Like December 6th.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know that stuff I was going to give you? It's in my trunk.
Yeah, perfect. Perfect.
Right next to
The puppies and the candy.
right next to the shovel and the tarp.
The hedge clippers.
Yeah.
The hedge clippers.
Jeez.
Don't cut my
Now
hair,
you're getting
Ryan.
gruesome.
The
That
shaver.
is his trophy.
A wig.
Yeah.
Hey guys, like my new hair?
Who needs a Lombardi when you got Matt Hamilton's golden locks?
That's a good point. That's a good point, Ryan.
How long
Felt
would
like
it take
Green Bay
to
to me.
sew hair into a wig? Because you've
Not
donated
as
your
long
hair
as you'd
before.
think.
Yeah. Nice.
Ryan, you've
Stop. I am
Matt,
good. Never mind.
Matt, you've donated hair before.
Yeah, apparently it needs so I have a very thick head of hair.
Yep.
Quite a bit of it. When I donated it, they're like, this is about a third of a wig.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot of hair.
No, well, I mean, that's just what they say. Each person makes about a third of a wig.
No, again, that's what I'm saying. Is that's a lot of hair
It takes
required
a lot
to take
of hair
to make a wig.
Yeah,
So they must there's obviously a material they sew it into then.
I think so. I mean,
Yeah, it's like a mesh. Haven't you ever worn like a Halloween wig?
No.
Okay.
I feel like they're dramatically different though,
Well,
right?
they probably are, but I assume it's the same concept, just nicer hair, real
Yeah,
hair.
nicer base.
yeah, more comfortable.
But
Are you
how
guys
about-
saying I should get a
I'm
wig?
thinking like a swim
I mean,
cap. That just
If
is
there's
like
if there's
airport
anybody
crew.
on this panel that should get a wig,
Hey, Jim. I know a guy. I got wigs for you.
Perfect. Yes.
Nice, Ryan.
All right? Got plenty of leftover material.
That's a good point. I don't need a wig. Molly doesn't need a wig. Ryan's hair's fine. He doesn't need a wig.
Oh, this is just one of my wigs that I'm wearing today.
Nice.
How do you like this
Actually,
one?
that's not Ryan's face, to be fair.
No one actually knows what Ryan looks like.
oh my god, I can't.
It's Molly's favorite week. It's,
Why?
It's Browns week.
Oh,
Nice.
Come on, I'm trying to translate. I'm trying to transition off of
Burying
human
Ryan.
hair wigs. All right.
face.
Whoever said human hair?
Okay, that was a good transition, Jim. Let's move on to the Browns.
All right.
The Fighting
Back-
Molly Browns of
Yeah.
Cleveland.
Back to
That's
the Browns.
savage.
We have Aaron Goldhammer joining the show a little bit later, and the Packers should house the Browns. And I'm not saying that in some sort of reverse sort of psychology. Like, one, they're not going to care what I say, but two, like they are substantially better than the Browns. The Browns gave up 40-some points to the Ravens. They're 0-2. Joe Flacco's their quarterback. I am legitimately concerned for his health. And I mean, I believe
Don't disagree.
like 8 sacks. I believe the reason why 8 sacks is in my head is that I think they sacked Justin Fields during his rookie year 8 times in a game, and Justin could move, but he just didn't know where to go with the ball. Joe knows where to go with the ball, but Joe can't move. So like if I'm the Browns and I want to keep Joe Flacco healthy, I might just play Dylan Gabriel. Like, go out there, fella, and just go get tackled because you can at
Only
least run around.
slants.
Well, Dylan can run around.
Right.
Like, at least avoid the rush. I think it's going to be a bloodbath, and I hope that Joe Flacco makes it out healthy, and I think the Packers will have 8 sacks. That's my only prediction for the game. But the more important part is Joe Flacco, quarterback for the Browns, when did he get to the Browns? When did he get the Browns back to the playoffs? Was that
That was 2 years ago.
2
they went
years
back to the
ago.
playoffs. Then they got housed by the Texans in the first round.
right? But he got them to the playoffs with a team that's not currently as good as the Green
Yeah,
Bay
they had
believe
like
he-
5 quarterbacks that year.
I believe he ended up finishing the regular season 5-2 as their quarterback. I want to say they got on a really, really hot streak with him behind center, and I mean part of that was they had a great O line and Nick Chubb at his peak, but Joe Flacco did enough. That's all he had to do was just steady the strip.
Yeah, that year. I mean, Joe Flacco, let's just look at it. 2023 Joe Flacco that year, 60% completion percentage, 1,600 yards passing, 13 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, 90 QB rating. With the Colts last year, 65% completion percentage, 1,700 yards, 12 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. This is kind of who he is. So that's this version of Joe Flacco. A guy that is probably, he's a gamer. He can go out there and just He's a game manager. Basically, Joe Flacco, this day and age, is a game manager.
If he's a gamer, he's a GameCube. It's a very ancient version of a game.
Right. But he is.
He's the second Dreamcast.
He's Sudoku. Actually, like a
Just written pen and paper.
Dominoes. So whatever it is, like he's not going to lose the game for you. If you got talented players, he can get the ball into the hands of the talented players and hand it off to a talented running back if you have that team. That's current Joe Flacco. Do we all agree with that baseline for current Joe Flacco, that he is a game manager extraordinaire?
Yes.
Okay. Joe Flacco with the Ravens, and I've said this before, is probably similar to what Jordan Love is now. Joe Flacco with the Ravens at his peak when they were going to Super Bowls and everything. I think I did this before when we did our digital-only show, Molly, but roughly around 3,800 yards passing. And honestly, this is almost a different era because we're looking at 2018 was his last year with the Ravens, but the sweet spot was more like 10 through 18. So we'll call it 3,800 yards, 25 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, and a completion percentage around 65%.
Okay.
It's a little bit like Jordan Love. The whole conversation with Joe Flacco was, is he elite? I never thought he was elite. The whole conversation.
Got paid like he was elite.
And that's why the question came up.
Do you want to know what his TD INT line was the year they won the Super Bowl?
Sure.
It was 19 touchdowns to 22 picks.
Jeez.
Yeah. He was pretty mid. He was 59% completion.
What year was that?
13.
They were 8-8 that year, and you sure that's the right year?
I say, was there 16 games the
year before? I think you got the wrong year.
Well, I mean, 14 he was much better, so that would
or
make
12.
sense.
Like the 2012
I Googled
team.
what years they won. And
Yeah,
it said,
but so 2013 would be February 2013.
Oh, so it was the 12 season
Yeah.
mostly.
So 22 touchdowns and 10 interceptions.
That's a lot better.
Yeah.
A lot more reasonable. Still only 59.7% completion
But-
percentage.
Different era. That's
Totally different
2012.
era.
So
Yeah.
that's like the other part of it.
Well,
But
the fact that his first year was 2008.
Yep.
I mean,
he's 40.
He's 40 years old. He literally has played in different eras of football. So Jordan Love, to me, is kind of a modern-day Joe Flacco. Not the way they play, just the tier of player. We are always asking, is Jordan Love elite? Will he make the step to being elite? Nobody's asking right now if he's elite, but we're asking the question, will he make the next step to be elite? Joe Flacco, the question during his prime was, is he elite? Mm-hmm. And it didn't matter for that Ravens team because their defense was amazing. So the question is, in a reverse way, how good is this Packers defense? Because could the Packers, how do we want to word this one? I forget now all of a sudden.
What version of Joe Flacco does Jordan Love need to be in order for the Packers to make the Super Bowl? Current Joe Flacco or peak Joe Flacco?
All right. 844-770-3776. That's Carbos Talking text line. List is more. That's our siding limited poll question.
JJ.net chimes in on the Carbos Talking text line. He says he had one of the best postseasons in history when they won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I also think
stats.
that we can confirm that. I doubt the 8-8 year won the Super Bowl. I'm not even sure that gets you in the playoffs. So we'll figure out what actual team. Matt might have given the stats of the team that didn't make it. Which that's at Super Bowl. I believe they did have a Super Bowl hangover.
You mean the year after the Ravens won in 2013? Yeah, because Ray Lewis retired after that. That was unlike this Packers team, that Ravens team was incredibly old, whereas this one is still very young. But yes, I think I don't think that they were like the top seed in the AFC that year. I know that the 49ers were the ones who were bats out of hell coming into the playoffs that year after they beat the Packers.
It's just hard for me to imagine that Jordan Love would only have to be what Joe Flacco is right now. Now, granted, I haven't seen him play in the 2 games this season, but I can imagine what a 40-year-old looks like out there. He's been fine the last few years, but
outside of the pocket, they're pretty similar.
But here's what I'll say.
Bambi.
The offensive line for the Green Bay Packers has kept Jordan Love pretty clean.
For sure. Mm-hmm. And even being banged up last week, too.
And you got Josh Jacobs. Mm-hmm. And all you got to do right now this is a credit to Jordan Love for getting the ball out quickly and a credit to LaFleur for scheming it up. How many times do we just see Jordan drop back and he's just throwing it out to a wide open player?
A fair bit this year.
Yeah. That's when Jordan Love at his best. When they had their 8-game winning streak, every other fan, Packer fans maybe didn't say this, but every other fan base how is everyone just open all the time?
Definitely in that Cowboy game, everybody was
the whole
4 yards clear.
All his big games, which again, who cares how he gets there? Just like with Brock Purdy, I don't care if he's a system. I don't.
You
care
win
if
how you win. Yeah.
You win how you win. Jordan Love, He was at his absolute best when he is kept upright and guys are open quickly. And Matt LaFleur basically says that because he says, I want Jordan to let it rip as soon as he sees the guy open. Jordan Love gets in trouble when he tries to be
a hero.
Patrick Mahomes. When Jordan Love plays like, he's more physically gifted than Jared Goff, but when he plays like Joe Flacco or Jared Goff, Jordan Love is really good. When he tries to be Patrick Mahomes, it gets a lot dicier.
I don't know who Patrick is.
And also, they were 10-6. So Matt, you gave the wrong stats. The 10-6 years.
That must have been 12.
Yeah,
they won in February of 13.
Yeah. So 2012, he threw for 3,817 yards, 22 touchdowns, 10 interceptions.
Was that 2013 Super Bowl from the 2012 season?
Yeah.
Was that the Niners?
Yep.
Like you said,
yes.
Yep.
Where the lights went out?
Where he beat the brother.
Beat his brother,
right?
yeah.
John Harbaugh
But
beat Jim Harbaugh.
the lights went out halfway through the
in the Super Bowl.
Is that in Louisiana?
Yeah.
Yeah, New Orleans.
Oh my gosh!
I couldn't think of the city.
You want to get
I'm
into
like,
conspiracy
Louisiana.
corner right now because
NOLA.
man, the bettors did not like that San Francisco was running that one, so they shut the power off.
Wow.
Okay,
Matt.
conspiracy theorists.
That's what I'm saying.
It's a really old conspiracy.
Oh, I know, but we're talking about it right now because
Where you are.
of Joe Flacco, and now it brought it back to my mind. It's now front of mind, and I can't not remember that the fix was in.
You know what else is crazy, Matt? That's the same stadium that Sean Payton coached the Saints in.
Exactly.
Bountygate.
Don't even get me going on Bountygate.
A lot of sus stuff happens in that stadium.
I'll throw out this little thing of, because this question, what we're really asking is how good the Packers defense is. If it is the Ravens defense that won a Super Bowl with Trent Dilfer, then current Joe Flacco can get it done. Because Trent Dilfer won a Super Bowl. So when you look at those premium, it's the 85 Bears, that Ravens team.
That was the 2000-2001 Ravens.
Yeah, so like those teams, that's the team that beat Derek Engler's Giants in the Super Bowl. So
amen.
If you have a good enough defense, the quarterback matters less. Now, that was a long time ago, but the Bears got there with Rex Grossman, with Urlacher and the special teams. I'm trying to think the last time a defense got, I guess, maybe the 49ers with Brock Purdy?
Well, what about the Broncos with Von Miller? Granted, they had Peyton, but he was a shell of himself.
Yeah, he was very much
Broncos D.
I would say when the Rams made it to the Super Bowl with Jared Goff, by that point the offense had kind of fallen off the rails because Todd Gurley's knees had started to give out, and their defense was kind of carrying them through that playoff run. That would be the next, just playoff-wise, that would probably be the next best example I could think of.
We have right now 45.5% of you say current Joe Flacco. What version of Joe Flacco does Jordan Love need to play at for the Packers to make the Super Bowl? Current Joe Flacco, 45%. Peak Joe Flacco, 55%. Ben Bruss chimes in, huh? Current?
Who the hell gives whether Ben Bruss is great?
This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
This is Martin Sensaker from Norway. You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Holly on 100.5 ESPN Madison.
Hey, Matt Hamilton here to tell you about the delicious Odyssey Brands, a family-owned company crafting award-winning cheese right here in Wisconsin for over 4 generations. Made with locally sourced milk, Odyssey brings bold, Greek-style flavors straight to your table. From savory, crumbly feta to rich and creamy Greek yogurt, every bite is a taste of tradition and quality. You can find Odyssey products at most major retailers nationwide and online. Odyssey, crafted in Wisconsin, loved everywhere, dairy done right.
James Imaging Systems, the best document imaging technology, the best local service, and perhaps best of all, the very best people. People you can count on, people you can trust. That's all important to Amanda Burrian, office manager with Covenant Lutheran Church.
Absolutely. I think that having their reliability, I think just having them as a teammate and a partner.
James Imaging Systems, partnering with local businesses and organizations to help them be more productive and more efficient.
You don't have to worry about the printing, the ink. You don't have to worry about the copier. They take care of all of it.
Saving the church money?
It's definitely a savings.
One last question, Amanda. Would you recommend James to others?
I would definitely recommend James Imaging.
James Imaging Systems, AI-driven workflow automation, security enhancements, digital transformation. Call 608-221-3457. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
At Siding Unlimited, we're really excited for the fall season. Not only are we proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics, we are also fired up for an exciting fall season cheering on football and volleyball. If that's not enough, we're really excited to share with you that Siding Unlimited is Wisconsin's best window and door installation team. Siding Unlimited is a Pella Platinum Premier National Contractor of the Year award winner 5 times. Looking for new windows and doors? Visit us at sidingunlimited.com or stop by our beautiful showroom in Madison.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
What's better than cheering for the Packers with an ice-cold beer in your hand? Cheering for the Packers with an ice-cold beer in your hand that you got for 10% off. And when you get Packers checking from Associated Bank, you get even more. Like 10% off food and 10% off drinks on game day. Like that ice-cold beer in your hand. Plus 15% off Pro Shop gear. Only with Packers checking. Associated Bank. Bank of the Packers. Learn more at associatedbank.com/Packers. Member FDIC.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 5 and 20%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. Visit amfam.com to learn more. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
It's kickoff time at Metro Florida Madison, and we're bringing the heat with unbeatable truck deals. Get the 2025 F-150 Lightning with 0% APR for 72 months, $13.89 per $1,000 borrowed, or tackle any job with the 2024 F-150 or F-150 XLT, now at 2.9 APR for 66 months, $16.41 per $1,000 borrowed. These offers end September 30th, so don't fumble your chance to save. Visit MetroFloridaMadison.com and score your next truck today.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions, securing homes and businesses in the Madison area since 1987.
Told you guys about Carbon World Health and all the amazing things that they have. I get my hydrofacials done there, so my skin is just glowing. Their brand new location in the Prairie Lake Shopping Center is just fantastic. It's beautiful. Like, seriously, the design and everything is just amazing. I've seen people in there getting IV drips. You can get laser treatments. Like I said, you can get hydrofacials, body contouring. Literally everything that you could even imagine for a med spa is at Carbon World Health. So go check them out at their brand new location in the Prairie Lake Shopping Center, or head over to carbonworldhealth.com to learn more and get started on your health and wellness journey.
She's Molly Brown. I'm Jim Rutledge alongside Matt Hamilton. We are in the Everlight Solar Studio. We are presented by Coors Light. And every once in a while, we like to play a game that confuses everyone, but I think we've finally figured it out. So, Ryan, why don't you tell us what we got coming up here?
So, guys, first of all, we're going to play a little bit of the schedule game because there was one Packers player, Rasheed Walker, who yesterday had a pretty bold statement about what he was feeling for the Packers for the rest of the season after their 2-0 start. Let's go ahead and hear him.
That's why we're 2-0 right now. And then the goal is to, keep it going. But I think we can go undefeated, honestly. I mean, personally, I feel like I always tell people, I feel like we could have went undefeated the past 2 seasons. Like,
he says it twice?
We lost a lot of the games off a couple plays, but I feel like our offense been playing so good and so disciplined, and our defense been playing even better, and special teams been playing great. And I feel like, it's all about who comes out hottest at the beginning of the game and at the half. And I feel like we've been doing a good job of that.
Can I just, before we get into
Please do.
Walker's thing, it reminds me of Brett Bielema when I interviewed him out at, Matt, you know this. There's like a kind of a nice country club kind of out towards like Sauk Prairie, Black Earth area. Like you drive out that way, it's kind of out like Wisconsin Country Club. Anyways,
Lake Wisconsin Country Club?
maybe yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, and so they used to do a Badger. No, you got it. They used to do like a Badger golf outing out there, and like me and Tom Lee did a show out there. I think it was honestly one of the iterations of the jump around, and Brett Bielema was on the show, and he said that if Devin Smith, who nobody's going to know who
wide
he is,
receiver, right?
No, he was a corner for the Badgers.
Corner.
Devin
Okay.
Smith, wide receiver for Ohio State, is actually coincidentally the guy who caught the Hail Mary that beat the Badgers that year, and that one of the losses the Badgers had with Russell Wilson. But he said if Devin Smith and I forgot one other guy didn't get hurt, we would have gone undefeated and won the national championship. It's like,
take that for data.
So Rasheed Walker saying like, well, if last year if we just would have played better, we would have won all our games.
Well, just in those close plays. There's a couple plays. There's only a couple plays, Jim.
Other than that, Mrs. Lincoln, how was the play? Of course, every team is a couple plays. Every good team, there's a few plays that why you didn't go undefeated.
He says the last 2 seasons. I don't know if he means like last 2 as in this season and last year.
No, he probably meant like the 2 that Jordan Love has been starting.
Yeah,
which is a whole bunch of crap.
Going undefeated, Jordan Love's first season as a starter is
Was
crazy.
he on the team?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was the year where he had to. That's when he began starting because
okay.
David Bakhtiari got hurt week 1, and then he was out for the rest of the year.
All right. Okay, so let's get to our game.
So we're gonna do the schedule game, guys.
It's time to vote.
I love democracy.
Trump has spoken. Pick one or the other.
There can be only one.
There's just one rule. It's majority rules.
While it is crazy that Rasheed Walker thinks the Packers could have won the Super Bowl the last 2 seasons, it maybe is not that crazy that they could have gone undefeated this year, or they could still go undefeated this year, guys. So why don't we just go look at the schedule game quickly? In the next 5 weeks, speaking of the Cleveland Browns coming up next, Joe Flacco. Could the Packers make the Super Bowl with Joe Flacco, current version of Joe Flacco? Of these next 5 games...
Matt, he's going to read them. You don't have to bring the phone out.
It's just stat box score guy.
Okay.
Take that for data.
Over the next 5 games, how many of these do you think the Packers could win with current Joe Flacco as their quarterback?
Okay.
All right, so first of all, Cleveland Browns. Could the Packers, with Joe Flacco, beat the Browns with Joe Flacco?
Yes.
Yes.
This might be a game that like Sean Clifford could have won.
Yes.
Okay. All right, so then next one. The Cowboys, Sunday Night Football, Week 4. Current version Joe Flacco on the Green Bay Packers. Does that team beat the Cowboys?
Yes, the Dallas Cowboys defense so far has been atrocious. So, and then the Packers defense would slow down a pretty amazing Dallas offense. Dallas's offense is legit. I think it's
At times, when CeeDee Lamb can catch the ball.
Well, CeeDee Lamb is catching the hell out of the ball so far through 2 games this year. So.
No, he didn't. The first game, he literally had 3 drops to win the game.
No, but his last 3 passes to him.
To
he
win the
caught
game.
Everything else
Okay,
before
but
To
that.
win the game.
His stats for the first 2 games are elite right now.
All right.
Sure.
Molly sounds a lot like Brian Kelly this past
I mean,
weekend.
Molly's not
Let
wrong.
Giannis
Those
in the
last
quarters.
3 drops were
Those were rough.
He lost the
Those were
game
rough.
for the team.
All
He
right.
literally did.
Okay.
Moving on.
All right, he's got 16 catches for 222 yards, so that's why I was just saying he was
Yeah, good numbers.
Fair enough. Okay, keep it moving. After the bye
not
week.
Matthew Golden or
scores.
anything.
After the bye week in Week 6, if the Packers with Joe Flacco were to play the Cincinnati Bengals without
Win.
Joe Burrow, whoever
They
it is,
stink.
Jake Browning,
That's a win.
who do you think wins?
It's a
Can
win.
we
Packers.
pretend that Sean Clifford's playing at that point? Because
Yes,
he's
why
on the
not?
practice squad
Just
for the
to make it
Bengals.
more fun.
Yeah. Flacco.
Oh, I forgot that he is.
Flacco.
Okay.
Yeah. He's currently signed. I think the Bengals have 4 quarterbacks right now because they're just trying to figure out who's going to fill in for Joe
going
A lot
Burrow.
of
Style.
quarterbacks in the state of Ohio.
That's true. That's a good.
They have the most quarterbacks per capita in
they're up
any,
there.
Literally.
in any state in the country.
All right, guys, keep it going. The Arizona Cardinals play the Packers in Week 7. If the Packers had the current version of Joe Flacco, does that team beat the Cardinals?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's an automatic
That's
yes?
easy yes.
Yeah.
Cardinals are 2-0.
I
Yeah.
know, but still. Packers defense,
That's going to be literally Lambeau Southwest.
Yes.
It is
Good point.
every time.
that's a good point, yep.
All right, and then the last one, guys, over this slate.
This one,
Week,
no.
I believe this is Week 8 is what it is. The Green Bay Packers, if they had the current version of Joe Flacco on their roster, could they beat the Pittsburgh Steelers with Aaron
No.
Rodgers as their quarterback?
No.
No.
With Aaron Rodgers
no,
as the
no.
quarterback?
Yeah.
On the Steelers?
For the Steelers.
Yeah.
No.
No.
I have a question mark next to that game with even Jordan Love.
But we lose. I lose that one.
Yes, the majority rule says the Packers go 4-1 over the next 5 games.
That one's up in the air with their current roster.
Current Joe Flacco.
If current Joe Flacco is the quarterback.
But my point is, like, with Jordan Love, I could probably say 4-1 as well.
So you would say
No.
the Steelers with Jordan Love, you would pick the Steelers.
Steelers
to win?
defense is really good.
That's also a night game in Pittsburgh, and I don't love that.
I think Packers are
You're
going
afraid
5-0.
You're afraid of Renegade? Is that it? The song they play at Acrisure Stadium?
You know what song I think of?
Yeah.
I think of Renegade. I think of a different Renegade song
Oh,
than the one
because
that
you're
they
a
play.
youngin'. Yeah.
Yes.
What song is that?
It's a Fortnite song.
Yeah.
What?
It is.
What is Fortnite? No, I'm just kidding. I know of it. I don't.
That's embarrassing.
I only play Madden.
Yeah.
Continue.
Because I'm a man.
I'm 40.
Yeah. 45.
The same guy who
I'm
says that is also the one who's mortified when his wife catches
Yeah.
him playing video games.
I should say. I'm 40. Right, exactly, because I'm an adult. I should say man. I should say because I'm an adult.
I'm an adult and I can't play video games.
Molly.
What?
See an adult?
I'm an adult.
Matt, you're just a large child.
Okay, I'll take that.
You're Peter Pan.
That's true.
That's not a bad thing.
That's
All right.
honestly how it shaped my life.
I think our next guest coming up after the break, Aaron Goldhammer, can answer some of these questions about peak Joe Flacco, current Joe Flacco, and how good the Packers would be with Joe Flacco as their quarterback. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly. Aaron Goldhammer coming up next.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly.
What was I supposed to say?
I don't know. I wanted some
Why
validation. I was looking for like a soft reach out. It was like I was trying to reconnect, have a chat with Evan, and I thought I'd get more of like.
You didn't need my. He wasn't asking my approval. It wasn't.
I was
he
honestly
doesn't
just
need my
looking
He was
for like
fishing for praise.
Yes, yeah, without a doubt. Yeah, absolutely.
Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, ESPN Madison on YouTube, and Wisconsin On Demand.
At J&K Security Solutions, protecting your home or business is more than just the priority. It's what we do. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. Since 1987, J&K Security Solutions has been committed to providing Madison and Southern Wisconsin with dependable security solutions. Whether it's security, fire, or the latest automation solutions, go to jksecurity.com to see how J&K can help keep your home or business secure. Get protected now at jksecurity.com.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
I wasn't sure if college was right for me. I worried that it would be too stressful or rigid, but I'm so glad I didn't let that stop me. At Madison College, the atmosphere is relaxed, and the instructors are friendly and collaborative. It's such a cohesive environment. My advice to others, take a deep breath and go for it. There's more to your story at Madison College.
Visit madisoncollege.edu to get started.
At Wisconsin Surplus Online Auction, you won't have to worry about your old lawnmower pulling a hamstring. They make buying and selling easy. Wisconsin Surplus Online Auction is simple, reliable, and unlike your fantasy team this football season, they'll actually deliver. Have equipment taking up space? Let them be your surplus solution. You send it in, they list it, people bid, and you actually win. Bid, buy, sell, and score big today at WisconsinSurplus.com. Because winning isn't just for game day. WisconsinSurplus.com.
When it comes to your health, do you want to buy something online or do you want to meet with someone local? A local doctor with a family-owned business that cares about you. That's right, you want to meet with Nestor Rodriguez and Ashley Rodriguez at Carbon World Health. You have questions about cryotherapy, red light therapy, hormone replacement treatments, GLP-1s, or you just want to have a great workout. Carbon World Health is there for you. They have a new location in Sun Prairie and they have their original location in Madison. So when it comes to your health, there's nowhere better to go than Carbon World Health in Madison and now in Sun Prairie.
The search for luxury begins at Audi Madison. Save $5,500 when you purchase or lease a new 2025 Audi Q7 55. National customer credit is good toward the purchase, finance, or lease of a new Audi, but is only available until September 30th. Stop in and test drive today. Check out AudiMadison.com to see current inventory and specials. Start your adventure at Audi Madison today, off the Beltline and Rimrock Road.
Is your roof underperforming? Saggy shingles, leaky spots? Sounds like someone needs a little Evandale Roofing. They don't just patch things up, they go all the way. Tight, sealed, satisfied. It's the kind of roof that'll have your neighbors going,
Now that's a roof.
Evandale Roofing. They get on top so you don't have to. Call now. Your house deserves it.
From the biggest stars to the greatest moments, Behind the Bucks is Bucks history like you've never heard it before. It's all on Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the new ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
This is Martin Sesakir from Norway. You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Holly on 100.5 ESPN Madison.
This is the draft day Browns fans were waiting for.
Sonny, I hope you're listening. You run this team. You're the general manager. You can fix.
Can't touch this. My music hits me so hard.
Jim, Matt, and Molly continues live from the Everlight Solar Studio. Jim Rutledge, Molly Brown, Matt Hamilton with you. Primetime Orshon behind the glass. We are presented by Coors Light. And I'm going to cede the first question to Aaron Goldhammer to Primetime Lorsheim. Aaron, Ryan's a little starstruck. But before we get to that, I guess I'm not ceding the first question. Can you give everyone your brief history?
Wait, hold on.
Yeah, you are an ESPN
I'm giving the first question to somebody else.
But I'm not.
And now I'm not giving the first question to somebody else?
Yeah, no, I changed my mind. I'm losing control of the ship here. I wanted to first set up the fact, though, that you are technically, it wasn't ESPN Madison, but you are a WTLX alum. So there might be a few people out there that remember your voices when you were originating from Beaver Dam, Wisconsin. Obviously, we've heard you on ESPN National and heard you and seen you in draft day and other places.
Well, Jim, I'd like to say hi to Davey in Poinette, who I think was the first person who called shows that I hosted on ESPN Madison or 100.5 FM back in the day. And so, yeah, I mean, I have so many fond memories in southern Wisconsin, and called many random baseball games in Oconomowoc and Madison Mallards baseball for a summer, but only 3 innings of the game. The other 6 innings I was in a sunroom down the left field line. So it was a great year and a half. That really helped shape my career. And then I came to Cleveland, and I've been stuck here ever since. What does that say about it?
Well, Ryan, you seem to be a little bit excited, a little bit starstruck that Aaron is joining the show. He's like, he's on draft day. So do you have a question for Aaron about?
I mean, he's the voice of draft day, Jim. What are you talking about?
It's very true.
Run this team. You're the general manager. You can fix.
Aaron, what did it feel like having Kevin Costner hang up on you? Or not hang up on you, turn the radio dial off when you were speaking.
It's really dangerous to have the highlight of your career happen when you're like 29, because it's hard to go up from there. But so the story of that movie was I got a call with an LA extension. I thought it was some friend of mine who lives in Los Angeles, but it ended up being a producer from like Lionsgate, and they said, we hired actors to try to play this part, but we don't really like the job they're doing. Would you and your partner Tony Rizzo like a crack at this? And they said, point us in the right direction for your agent, and we'll negotiate the contract. And I said, sure, we would love to do this. I didn't want to sound too excited.
Yeah.
But I gave them the name of our general manager in Cleveland at the time, Keith. And I ran in and I said, you're our agent. Negotiate us a good deal. And so ultimately they came back a second time and filmed. We never met Costner, but Ivan Reitman, who is a legend of the movie industry, directed that film and worked with us. I mean, really, we had 5 or 6 hours of set time where he would talk us through the lines that he wanted us to read. And ultimately, it's funny, we were on script for a few of the first hours. And then finally he just said, all right, you guys know the plot of this movie. Let it fly how you guys normally would. And those are the little sequences that they ended up using in the movie. I was sure that we were going to end up on the cutting room floor, and they ended up calling us back and saying, not only are you in the movie, but your voices start the trailer for the movie. So I'm waiting for draft day 2, but the phone is yet to ring.
First of all, I just want to point out, I also know what it's like to peak way too early in your career. I got my gold medal in curling in 2018, and I mean, I'm still playing, so I'm hoping to get another, but I'm old now, so who knows?
Listen to Matt just bragging. Just in case anybody listening didn't know Matt Hamilton had a gold medal.
Right.
He has a gold medal, like one of those Olympic gold medals. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I had it 2 days ago in the studio.
Yes. He's still hanging around here. Yes.
Yeah, just in case. Hey, has everyone seen this in here? Oh, yeah, everyone? Okay, I'll just put this back. This gold medal of mine. But it does. We asked a fun question today based on the Jordan Love and how good he has to be to lead this Packers team to a Super Bowl. And the question is, what version of Joe Flacco does Jordan Love need to be or to play at for the Packers to make the Super Bowl this season? Current Joe Flacco or peak Joe Flacco?
Well, I mean, peak Joe Flacco, obviously they could make and win the Super Bowl. Peak Joe Flacco is a Super Bowl MVP. Current Joe Flacco is a little washed. I mean, I saw him try to run a little bit last Sunday against the Ravens. It did not look good. It did not. As someone who's not very coordinated, it looked more familiar to that than a normal professional athlete. But Joe Flacco still has a rocket arm, you guys. And if he had a better offense to work in and better weapons around him, I think he could be a semi-competent NFL backup that could get you through a few games and win some. But if you start the season with him as your quarterback, like, I kind of don't care what is around him. You're probably winning like 7 games. So if you flip the 2 quarterbacks in this game, I think the Packers would be like a mid NFC North team with Joe Flacco as their quarterback. They wouldn't be bad, but I don't think they'd be a playoff team. And I don't think the Browns would be a playoff team with just Jordan Love either, because they have a lot of issues and dysfunction that go well beyond the quarterback. We're having trouble getting a punt off and making a short field goal in Cleveland right now. So I don't know that Jordan Love would really change our fortunes much either.
Okay, so you mentioned even in the perfect situation, Joe Flacco's a 7, maybe 8-win quarterback. Obviously, that's not good enough to win the playoffs. What quarterback in that enormous quarterback staple in Cleveland would you think has the best chance to get this team, these Cleveland Browns, to the playoffs?
I mean, Julian Sayin at Ohio State, does he count? The Browns ultimately, everybody made such a big deal, Matt, about this quarterback competition in training camp, as if it was a real competition and as if Shedeur Sanders had a real chance to win it, which he never did. The Browns know that their quarterback of the future is not currently on the roster. That's why they traded the rights to draft Travis Hunter to the Jaguars and picked up another number 1 pick in 2026, because they're convinced that their quarterback of the future is currently in college and is in the 2026 draft. Then what they did drafting 2 quarterbacks, that is harder to explain. I think Dylan Gabriel is the Browns' backup quarterback of the future. So the Browns might not have a QB of the future as a starter, but they do have their future backup in Gabriel. And you have to remember that the Browns have to think about stuff like that because they have Deshaun Watson's $81 million cap hit on their books for next season. So that they haven't even incurred the pain of that. So I'm not sure they've even gotten through the worst of the worst trade in NFL history yet. So all of that shapes the whole thing when it comes to their roster. But I don't think Shedeur, Gabriel, Flacco, all these guys are going to play at some point this year. But I'd be stunned if any of them are good enough to really earn that starting job in 2026 and beyond.
I'm glad that you brought up just the entire debacle that there is of the Browns quarterback room.
You're glad that I brought that up? That's
yes.
my life.
No, I am, because my family and we actually played a fun little game before the season started where we were like, when is Shedeur going to start a game? When is Dylan Gabriel going to start a game? Is Joe Flacco going to be the starter? Like, we just kind of all placed our bets individually on what was going to happen for the Browns this year. And I just wonder, do you think that we're going to see either Dylan Gabriel or Shedeur Sanders this season? I think we just talked about in our last segment, the Packers could bully up on the Browns so much this weekend that Dylan Gabriel ends up playing potentially. At least that's our perspective from an outsider. What do you think?
Molly, I don't think that Gabriel is that far from the field right now. I don't think the leash on Flacco is that long because he keeps turning the ball over. The Browns, led the league in giveaways in 23 and 24, and they're right on track to do it for 3 consecutive years, which is a real dynasty, if you ask me, in the NFL. And so if Flacco comes out and throws a couple picks, I mean, I don't even think the score has to be that lopsided on Sunday for Dillon Gabriel to get in the game. Obviously, he played against Baltimore last week at the end of a blowout. So I think if it's a blowout, you're going to see Dillon Gabriel. But I think there's a chance that you would see him in a 16-3 game on Sunday. I would say this. I'm so sure that the Packers are going to win this week that it scares me because I know in the NFL the last few years when someone is declared the best team in the league, they always go out and lose that week. So that's the only thing that would lead me to believe that the Browns have a chance on Sunday.
I'm worried for Joe Flacco's health. I remember the Browns sacked Justin Fields 9 times in his first NFL start. It doesn't sound like Joe Flacco can move. We saw Micah Parsons, track down Jared Goff like a lion tracking down a gazelle at Lambeau Field. Will Joe Flacco be sacked more than 9 times, or I guess combined Browns quarterbacks be sacked more than 9 times the number they got against Justin Fields?
I mean, I wish I could play along with this joke, Jim, but I am also worried about Joe Flacco's health. I mean, I think he's making $4 million this year, and it's going to be to take a bunch of hits. Now, I will tell you, he's one of the best quarterbacks I've ever seen at throwing the ball away. So it may be that he takes a bunch of hits and gets the ball out, but not just sort of in the vague direction of a receiver.
Okay.
The Browns have a left tackle nightmare. I mean, nobody in Madison cares about this, but the Browns have a nightmare going on right now at left tackle. Their starting left tackle left the game apparently against Baltimore either because it was too hot or he was benched because it was a coach's decision or somewhere in between those things. This is literally what we've been talking about all week. So there's a guy who just got to the team like 3 weeks ago named KT something. I don't even know his last name, who might be playing left tackle in this game. Or it'll be DeJuan Jones, who like 78 degrees was too hot for him to stay on the field. So yeah, if I was Micah, I would show up with a bib on Sunday at Huntington Bank Field.
As we dance around the quarterbacks, Cleveland shares something with the Bears where we just haven't had a quarterback. And obviously Bear fans incredibly jealous of the Packers for the quarterback success. What's the thought in Cleveland about Green Bay? And obviously you were up here in the area for a year and a half of just the relentless success that Green Bay has had. And it's what? The Browns, the Bears, and the Jets have just been an abject joke trying to find a quarterback. How do the Browns view Green Bay and their quarterback luck or quarterback breeding system? However you want to do it.
Fans, we probably here would see Packer fans taking for granted what they've had. And I think you do.
They do. Yeah.
This has been now generations of epically great quarterback play. And what's funny is as if Favre wasn't good enough, then Rodgers came along and was epically great. Mm-hmm. And then, I don't know, Jordan Love looks like he may be better than both of those guys by the time it's all said and done.
Whoa.
So I mean, look, if he wins a Super Bowl this year, he's the same age that Favre and Rodgers won their Super Bowls.
Mm-hmm.
Except for I don't know that he's going to have all this off-the-field nonsense derail him the way that Favre and Rodgers did. There's no evidence of that.
Right.
Plus, I think he's got a really great team around him. So and I don't know what – he's stepped up and played well in the playoffs. You guys know this. Aaron Rodgers' biggest problem is that he did not play his best games in the most important games. So, I mean, I would say extreme jealousy is what most Browns fans feel. But I also just want to remind Packer fans not to take the situation that they're in for granted and to enjoy every Sunday and not be like, this game's going to be boring against the Browns because they stink. No. Have your friends over, grill up some brats, have some beer. I know people in Wisconsin like beer generally.
We love our Coors Light here on Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
Yeah. If you're wearing a Coors hat, listen to that beer pour into that glass. I'm going to need about 12 of those during the game on Sunday.
That's actually crazy that you have that much optimism with Jordan Love. I hope you're right. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying you're right, but I hope you're right because our narrative here, and me and Matt have the exact same opinion on it. Is this is our last year that we're giving Jordan Love to show us who he is, because in the last 2 years he's just been consistently inconsistent. So it's nice just to hear some optimism.
Yeah.
I don't know that he's been. I mean, the team has won a lot. I don't know that I would think that he's like as good as Josh Allen and Lamar, but I think he's as good as Jalen Hurts. And I think he's good enough to win a Super Bowl with. And frankly, to me, that's the only thing that matters. And I think if you get 2 in Green Bay, you're better than Favre and Rodgers, right?
I
mean,
would say if you get,
yeah, no, that's fair.
If you get one without the baggage, you're going to be the most beloved. But Aaron, right there kind of proves your point, that because the fact that Jordan Love is a quarterback that you can win a Super Bowl with is not good enough for most Packer fans. They need him to be elite and win Super Bowls because they're used to Favre and Rodgers being at the top of the league. That they're like, well, if Jordan Love's like the 8th best quarterback in the league, well, do we even have a quarterback? So, again, it's funny. They personified what you were talking about, taking for granted quarterback play, because Jordan Love is a top 10, top 11 QB.
I mean, listen, you guys, the teams you're rooting for now, have Jordan Love. The Brewers have, the best record in all of baseball.
Mm-hmm.
Giannis is with the Bucks. Badger football is a total mess, so I guess that's the only place I can really make fun of you, right?
Yes. A total mess might be generous. So, yeah. Aaron,
See, you have Ohio State. See, you can't complain in that aspect. You have Ohio State and Wisconsin Badgers.
I'm not an Ohio State fan, but Saturday is the day to watch football if you're in Ohio. With the Bengals and Burrow hurt and the Browns, I don't know that you want to be paying attention much on Sundays.
Yeah, who's got a better quarterback situation, the Bengals or the Browns right now?
Probably the Bengals. Why do you ask questions like that? Do you realize they're going to pull this sound and play it on our show in Cleveland, and I'm going to be pitted again as the biggest villain in the history of Cleveland sports just because I'm being honest, being on with you guys. By the way, do I have, for everybody watching on YouTube, do I have the worst background in the histoy of your guests?
We were going to ask you to blink a few times to make sure that you were not being held hostage. So, yeah.
At least it's on a white wall.
I got home a few minutes ago, and I didn't really think, when I was asked to be on camera, maybe I should have an interesting background. This background is awful. It's just, for people that are listening on the radio, It's a gray wall and half a door that you're looking at behind.
Now, we're going to pull it up on ESPN Madison YouTube stream. The only background that could be worse, shout out to Ryan for getting this ready, is Jordan Love was on the Rich Eisen show, which is on ESPN Madison weekdays 12 to 2. And we don't know where Jordan Love was in the Packers facility. We assume it was in the Packers facility for this video. Aaron, I don't know if you can see it yet, or I think Ryan's getting it ready. It is a all-white background. It looks like he's in a padded room in an insane asylum, if you are listening on the radio. So there you go. There's the... I hope Jordan's okay. I don't know what room he was in that is all white, but it is. It was an interesting look for where Jordan Love was doing his interview. But we did ask this other question here of the state of Ohio has to have for professional teams the most quarterbacks per capita, because I feel like the Browns have added 4 quarterbacks and the Bengals just added 3 in the last few weeks.
I mean, the Browns have played 164 quarterbacks in the last 9 years. It's it's so many that I think they have an annual meetup where they all get together and complain about how bad their offensive coordinator was. And it's a nice weekend, in Sandusky where Cedar Point is. Brian Hoyer's there. Sometimes they get Manziel to go. Sometimes they invite him, but he doesn't show up. And Baker's too busy. He's actually got real endorsements and a real life and a real team to do it. So he never's there.
So that's actually.
Oh, sorry.
Well, that was my last question. So I've been making this comp here for, obviously there is personality quirks with Baker, but as a football player, where Baker is right now, kind of feels like where I think Jordan Love can kind of get to, where he's a gamer. Baker he's not a high completion percentage guy. Normally last year was super high, but he's accumulating yards. He can get the ball to the playmakers, and he's a guy that you can win with. And so Jordan Love statistically, kind of throughout his career, matches Baker at his peak. But without the personality quirks. He's much more of an even-keeled leader. Do you see some of what do you think of Baker as a quarterback in general, and then the Jordan Love and Baker comp there?
I don't think Baker is good enough to win a Super Bowl with, which is why I think the Browns moved on from him. I think he's in a weak division. I think that he's grown up tremendously and has played great. So I don't want to sound like I'm tearing him down. My feeling on it here, though, was that it's dangerous to pay a guy like that a ton of money because it's the Dak Prescott situation, right? I mean, it's, you got a nice quarterback, but if you pay him too much money, then you can't put a team around him. And I think that's where the Browns were headed. But Baker has been great. I think he's good enough to win like one playoff game and get you to divisional weekend. And I'd be really surprised if he ever held up the trophy. I could see Jordan Love holding up the trophy. Baker Mayfield, is still small enough that it would be hard to see him holding up the trophy because all the offensive linemen standing around him would make it hard to see him. And so, he's always led the league in moxie, Jim. There's no question about that. But frankly, I'd much rather have Jordan Love as my QB. Baker, to me, is like the 13th best quarterback in football. And I don't know, everyone's making a big deal about this because he just won a game on national TV. He's had 2 great game-winning drives. He leads the league in turnover-worthy plays. And so just if you're picking like Tampa and your survivor against the Jets this weekend, I know that looks like a juicy one, just little bit of caution there.
So there's no regrets in Cleveland about moving on from Baker.
People regret it all over the place. What do you mean? Matt, it's not. Are you asking me or are you asking stereotypical Browns fans? If you ask me, the problem wasn't. Okay, Matt, the issue isn't that the Browns moved on from Baker. The issue is that they then made the worst trade in sports history to try to replace him. Mm-hmm. If they'd have replaced him with a better answer, then they might not regret it at all. But one of the reasons why people can't move on from Baker here is because they've had this trash line of quarterbacks led by Deshaun Watson trying to play the position ever since. So, but there are a lot of, I work with Chris Oldak every day, another ESPN Madison alum. And Chris is still a Baker bro. Chris is still convinced that if the Browns had kept Baker, that they'd be in the Super Bowl right now or something. So there's all kinds of regret amongst the Browns fan base about that decision. I just don't think the biggest mistake was moving on from Mayfield. I think the biggest mistake was, the 3 number ones and the 200 and however many million for Deshaun Watson.
All right. Before we let you go, and something kind of fun, it's obviously you got to laugh at it. Your favorite Browns quarterback in your time in Cleveland? Like, which one of you just enjoyed? Not the best, just the one you enjoyed the most.
Manziel was great for talk radio, right? And so I want the ones that are the best for my career.
Yeah.
And Manziel and Mayfield are the 2 that have been the best for my career. Every one of their press conferences was must listen. People had the most hope in them. They were the most polarizing. They drove the most action. They had the most buzz. Say what you want, but there were seasons with, Colt McCoy playing QB. There's not a lot of excitement there. No, Baker and Johnny were the 2 that drove the most callers on and advertising partners, money, cash. Jim knows about cash.
Yes, yeah.
So I will say Manziel and Mayfield tied for the number 1 spot.
And I think Aaron should be, or at least he can represent a story there for Packer fans. The biggest takeaway from this, be grateful for Jordan Love. Obviously, you were for Aaron Rodgers and for Brett Favre because,
spoiled brats. Yeah.
That was a good one.
All right, Aaron.
Oh, my gosh.
Hit him with the Kawhi.
It was terrible. On that, I'm going to say goodbye. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
That was Aaron Goldhammer. Are we going to give away some beer now or later?
We're going to give away some High Life right now.
All right. What caller should we do here?
Joe Flacco wears number 15 for the Cleveland Browns, guys. Let's go caller number 15.
Nice.
Caller number 15, 844-770-3776. Caller number 15, 844-770-3776. Caller number 15 wins a case of High Life.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly.
For a man's curly chest hair, taco meat. Sure is.
I told you. Jim's is like salt and pepper color.
Yeah.
It's saltier than it is peppery.
Yes, the part that shows is more salt than pepper. But in general, it's salt and pepper in general.
Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin App, and ESPN Madison on YouTube. You, rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute brought to you by Starion Bank, with 3 Madison area locations in Middleton, Sun Prairie, and Monona. Starion Bank is here investing in your community. Start your experience at starionbank.com. Member FDIC. Wisconsin football looking to rebound after the lopsided loss at Alabama. As Bucky approaches Big Ten play, Barry Alvarez offering advice to Luke Fickell and co. to avoid the noise. More from Coach during the latest episode of The Barry Alvarez Show.
They can say whatever they want. It's about the coach and the kids. When you lose, you're going to get criticized. That's just human nature. Listen, whether it be the Packers or anybody, any place across the country. And we have a very avid fan base here. They care, and I appreciate that.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin honors trust and commitment on your behalf before, during, and after the sale.
Order today and get 0% interest for up to 60 months. PellaWI.com.
Step into nostalgia with the Miller High Life Dive Bars of the Month. Listen to Jim, Matt, and Molly every Thursday to find out where you can enjoy the best High Life specials in Madison. Plus, to celebrate our love for dive bars, we'll be giving away a case of Miller High Life to one lucky fan every Thursday. Live the high life with Jim, Matt, and Molly and enjoy the champagne of beer in its natural environment. Like Utica Bar, Paoli Pub and Grill, the Pub at Pleasant Springs, and the Nitty Gritty in Sun Prairie.
Huge savings on Dell AI PCs with Intel Core Ultra processors are here, and they're newly designed to help you do more faster. They can generate code, edit images, multitask without lag, draft emails, summarize documents, create live translations, and even extend your battery life. That's the power of Dell AI with Intel Inside. Upgrade today by visiting Dell.com/deals. That's Dell.com/deals.
Hey, it's Reese Davis. Let's be honest, you can't keep an eye on everything unless you've got Blink Outdoor 4 cameras. While you're focused on the game, Blink's keeping an eye on your home.
With up to 2-year battery life and with Sync Module XR, you can cover more space without constant maintenance. No wires, no worries. Blink helps keep an eye on what matters most. Get Blink today at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
It's kickoff time at Metro Florida Madison, and we're bringing the heat with unbeatable truck deals. Get the 2025 F-150 Lightning with 0% APR for 72 months, $13.89 per $1,000 borrowed, or tackle any job with the 2024 F-150 or F-150 XLT, now at 2.9 APR for 66 months, $16.41 per $1,000 borrowed. These offers end September 30th, so don't fumble your chance to save. Visit MetroFloridaMadison.com and score your next truck today.
Hey, it's Isaac Miller, junior defensive end in high school. 14 Division I offers. Yep, 1-4. Wisconsin, Michigan, Florida, Miami, you name it. Everyone's asking, where's Isaac going? Well, I'll tell you this. It's going to be big, it's going to be loud, and it's going to be legendary. But first, I'm hitting the weight room in my Iron Jock gear. Because no matter what logo I wear next, Iron Jock is how I get there. Stay tuned and go to ironjock.com. That's ironjoc.com.
To help those who want to be helped, but may not be able to afford it.
That's what PGA Tour winner Grayson Murray had envisioned for a foundation before he sadly took his own life at just 30 years old. His parents channeled their grief into creating the Grayson Murray Foundation, carrying out his vision to help those struggling with mental health and addiction. To donate and learn more, visit GraysonMurrayFoundation.com.
The High Life Dive Bar giveaway is brought to you by Miller High Life. Celebrate local dives with the champagne of beers. Miller High Life.
Congratulations to Mike, who apparently curls with Matt Hamilton. So Matt can carry out the high life maybe out to the McFarland Madison Curling Club in McFarland.
That's what I told Mike. I just said, hey, just be aware, half of it will be gone because Matt took it.
Half of it, all of it. Now that I know it's Mike, it's my beer now.
Look at me, Mike. I'm the captain now.
Yeah. You throw lead rocks, I throw skip rocks. I'm the one that needs the beer.
He's Matt Hamilton, Molly Brown, Jim Rutledge with you. Some breaking news from Adam Schefter on Packers tight end Tucker Kraft. He injured his knee at Thursday's practice. And a little bit of a scare, but all good. Which does fall in line. Another source said, I think you'll be okay.
Thank you.
Which does fall in line when the story first came out. Then Schefter and other people started leaking out that they were just doing some tests and everything should be okay. I'm guessing that it was an ugly-looking injury that had him leave practice. Because people leave practice all the time. Like, for whatever reason.
Right.
And it's usually not reported on. So I'm guessing that someone was tipped off that it was an ugly incident at practice that injured Tucker Kraft. And then, thank goodness, Tucker Kraft was not actually worse for wear after what looked like an ugly injury. Just like sometimes you watch a football game and you're like, oh, God, that's it.
Or the Giannis injury.
Right, yeah. There's plenty of football.
Baker Mayfield, literally a couple days ago.
Yeah, it happens all the time. Yeah,
Billy Edwards in the first game this season. You thought he was out for the year.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
so
he's out indefinitely, right?
He's
Do
a
we
game
know when he's coming back?
Little news on that. It came out less than an hour ago. He's a game time decision now. So Billy Edwards is trending towards playing.
They're going to need everything that they can have against Maryland.
So before we go to break here, this was not a siding or limited poll question here on Jim, Matt, and Molly, but it was a jump around poll question that we asked during the jump around, which is Thursdays at 12:30 on ESPN Madison's YouTube stream. We asked the question, and for a good long stretch of it, it was 100% yes. But our jump around poll question, is this week's game against Maryland a must-win for Luke Fickell? 97% of you so far have said yes. Only 3% of you said no.
I mean, I don't know how you can say no. If they lose, Luke Fickell is done.
Yeah,
this Wisconsin program is
it's the
done.
start of his demise.
He's not
fired,
but like that's
they're
that's
not going
it.
to can him.
It means that this program, as it is right now, is done.
Yes.
You're not coming.
This iteration of Badgers football, it's
You're being a lot
definitely
nicer than I am, but
heading towards the end of the line.
This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light. And sorry.
I really struggled with choosing a career path. I had so many interests and couldn't decide what to do. But I'm so glad I didn't let that stop me. At Madison College, I'm figuring it all out and making friends and connections along the way. Coming here is the best decision I ever made. My advice to others? Just take the first step. There's more to your story at Madison College.
Visit madisoncollege.edu to get started.
Hey, it's Kelly Sheffield, Wisconsin Badgers volleyball head coach. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona, Madison, a good Karma Brands radio station.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good afternoon, Madison. I'm Ryan Wollersheim, and this is your Sports Center update brought to you by Ridgetop Exteriors, Wisconsin's premier roofing, siding, and window contractor since 2002. Visit them at ridgetopexteriors.com. Well, the Green Bay Packers continue preparations for their Week 3 matchup against the Cleveland Browns, and current ESPN Cleveland host Aaron Goldhammer, former alumni of WTLX right here in Madison, just appeared on Jim, Matt, and Molly, and while talking about the Packers versus Browns game this coming Sunday, he had some glowing remarks about the Packers' current quarterback, Jordan Love.
As if Favre wasn't good enough. Then Rodgers came along and was epically great. And then, I don't know, Jordan Love looks like he may be better than both of those guys by the time it's all said and done.
Whoa!
So, I mean, look, if he wins a Super Bowl this year, he's the same age that Favre and Rodgers won their Super Bowls.
Make sure to watch back that appearance on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel, so go back and listen later on the all-new ESPN Wisconsin app. And then some injury news for the Green Bay Packers. Earlier today, tight end Tucker Kraft left practice with a left knee injury, but according to ESPN's Adam Schefter, it's just, quote, a little scare, but all good. Head over to ESPN.com to read more.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
Everybody's ego takes a shot on this show.
You gotta keep your chill with Jim, Matt, and Molly
I am savage.
So you're not special.
Jim, if we want to play this game, we can play this game.
And I'm just like, oh my God, this guy's going to swing on Jim.
He's a complicated fellow.
People like me.
I don't think so.
This is Jim, Matt, and Molly on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin App, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
Lions attack with the precision of a pro football team, with each Lion playing the same position time and time again in hunts.
Quarterback tackler.
Like, I love nature and stuff, but like, I honestly don't know the point of a giraffe on this world. What is the point of a giraffe?
Existential question?
Yes.
What's the point of us?
No, there's literally, no, exactly. Like,
they're just there, like you and me.
It's literally like they're just there.
Yeah, literally, you can say that about everything on this planet.
You could.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio in downtown Madison. Alongside Matt Hamilton and Molly Brown, here's Jim Rutledge.
It is hour number 2 of Jim, Matt, and Molly. We are presented by Coors Light. If the mountains are blue, you know what to do.
And that's crush a Coors Light.
I'm Jim Rutledge. I have the power in the Everlight Solar Studio alongside Molly Brown, Primetime Wollersheim. Alongside Matt Hamilton, too. We're on the ESPN Madison YouTube stream. You can see me, Matt, and Molly. You also can stream us on the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Reverse cap Jim Rutledge now, too, by the
way.
way.
It's so hot in here. I got to figure out a different way. Like,
it's 76 degrees in here. It's probably hotter.
I think HR legally I can end the show topless because it is too hot in here.
Please don't.
Are we going to see some of that chicken meat, Molly?
Ground chicken taco meat.
Yeah, that chest hair, Jim. Come on.
You guys are mean.
Heavily salted taco meat.
We're just talking about your chest hair.
It's mildly salted. It's just the part you see is salted, all right? It's
so you'd rather have it peppery?
I'll like take your word for it, man.
Yeah, like the rest of my hair. Honestly, my rest of my hair is more salt and pepper than my chest hair.
Thank you for that visual.
Nice.
Well, I just want to clear the air.
Yeah, no, good.
I'm
That's
not
good.
a silverback gorilla here, all right? Or a silver-chested gorilla here.
Jim Rutledge.
Oh, my goodness.
All right. Get into the show, 844-770-3776. That's Carbon Talk text line. List is more.
Side note, just because of our open, because we were talking.
So hot in here. Can I go for a swim or something? All right, go ahead. Sorry.
It was the lion versus giraffe thing from yesterday. AC and Tosa says, speaking of what's the point of animals? Mosquitoes? No purpose. Literally no purpose in mosquitoes. Jim's going to tell me how I'm wrong.
That's your take?
So are you. Mosquitoes suck.
No,
literally
and figuratively. Like, no one disagrees with that. But, like, everything eats mosquitoes.
They pollinate, too.
Okay, they can find something else to eat.
Hey, that's fair. I'll give you that. But
come back with the circle of life, Ryan.
Circle of life.
All right. Taking requests.
Badgers.
Adult mosquitoes serve as food for birds, bats, and spiders.
Are you trying to say badgers don't matter either, Molly? Is that what you just said?
Right now, they don't.
Whoa.
To the Wisconsin Badgers football team. Does the Wisconsin Badgers football team have any purpose in the state of Wisconsin right now? In the state of college football.
That was savage.
That was savage,
but unfortunately, she might be right.
Do they matter in college football? The answer is no. There is about 20 teams. You know what? Let's keep it to the top 25. There's 25 teams that matter. Wisconsin's not going to be in there anytime soon.
I would say there's probably another 15 to 20 teams on top of those 25 teams.
I don't know if the Badgers are a top 50 relevant team in college football.
No, they're not.
Yeah.
They're literally not. I challenge you to watch.
They just pound Maryland this week, and then you guys will be like, oh, maybe.
No, I will not.
They're not going to
20-point win.
I'm not talking about how good they are. I'm talking about relevance. Like they got.
Well, they have to be good to be relevant. So.
But if you were like exciting, like they're not even fun to watch.
If they were like a South Florida, right? Because South Florida was just beating random teams.
Hawaii back in the day with like Colt Brennan, they would throw up like 50 points. Their defense might give up 60, but like they were fun. And they had like a fun vibe and cool uniforms, and you're like,
it's
all
not
right,
Badger
like,
football.
What's it?
It's not Badger football.
Badger football
Run
stinks.
the ball and have a strong D is the typical go-to.
But that's not what they are. They don't know what their identity is.
Well,
they're
finding it. They're finding it.
What do they do? Let me ask you this question.
Yeah.
We're going to load a curveball here. We don't have to make it a side and limit poll question because I don't know how to actually put options out there. But you can chime in on 844-770-3776. It's Carbon Talk text line. List is more. We didn't do this on a jump around, but we kind of danced around it. What has Luke Fickell brought positively to the Badger football program?
Big name.
Yeah, name some.
Coordinators.
Big name coordinators. Name their coordinators.
Well, I mean, Longo was a big name.
And he left
Tressel
when?
is a big name. Grimes is a fairly big name.
Grimes is definitely not a big name, and Tressel is not, like, that's not.
Was
Grimes
he
is
like
a-
Ohio State's DC for a little bit?
Wasn't his dad also a famous?
Yeah, his biggest.
dad,
It's not
yes.
his dad. It's his uncle.
Okay.
right?
No, it's his dad. Jim Tressel is Mike Tressel's dad.
Are you sure?
I'm 90% sure. Until you started questioning me, I was 100% sure.
I know my dad coached with him. They're good friends.
Jim or Mike?
Whatever the current one is right now.
Mike Tressel.
Yes.
Interesting.
Correct.
Mike
very cool.
Tressel is the son of Dick Tressel.
Oh. Good for Richard.
His brother is Jim Tressel.
Jim Rutledge.
Yep.
Jim Rutledge?
My brother Mike. My other brother Mike and my other brother Mike.
Okay, so
That
bring
sounded
it,
really
okay.
silly.
So those
he was
big
a-
name coordinators that you just mentioned,
Yeah.
what have they done for this program? Because they missed
Wait,
the bowl
just
game
hold
last
on.
year.
Mike Tressel has never been. He coordinated 1 year prior at Cincinnati. It's his only DC job.
Gotcha.
So like
I mean-
literally those big names that you're talking about, what have they done? You got to do more
Well,
than bring in big names.
That's true. That's true. That's fair. But I will say, I do think a lot of the, like, Wisconsin's clearly fighting with one hand tied behind their back when they can't afford to play the players the same as the top 20 teams. There's not going to be a plethora of teams that have the same budget that the Badgers do that are going to be in that top 25 year in and year out.
Explain Indiana.
Do we know Indiana has a...
Indiana was ranked like 19.
No. But as far as like budget's concerned,
got
they
it-
brought
they-
in a new coach and they had a new.
I can't say, Matt. They do have a pretty big NIL budget, probably bigger than the Badgers at this point. They had.
And that's
kind
of what I'm saying. Like the NIL is what has changed a fairly level playing field to like completely unfair.
Okay, but the Badgers would have gone from, in this scenario, 10, 11 wins to 7
well,
or
look
8.
what they did. They went from a team that was perennially
You're-
top 25, and then they added NIL, and now they're perennially in that 50
But wait,
mix.
you haven't answered my question, because Phil Longo coming in for 2 years and leaving is not a positive thing that was brought to Wisconsin.
No, it wasn't
so,
positive. But
and
a
the
big
NIL
name.
Not having money is not a positive either. So again, what positive? Because Luke Fickell was brought here to fix the NIL and bring money into the program.
I mean, seriously, the only thing I can say that Luke Fickell has done that you could look at in a positive manner is that he has been active in the transfer portal. I'm not saying he's gotten big names. I'm not saying he's gotten great players. I'm not saying any of that. But there's been more activity in it. Well, and it's tough, too, because prior to Luke Fickell taking over Wisconsin, NIL wasn't what it is now, obviously.
Yeah, so basically he
with
raised
Paul
the
Chris,
bar
but
from the floor.
He did.
To like,
so, and I'm not saying that
Yes.
I am not a Luke Fickell stan by any means. I don't, not my jam. But he
Team.
has been active. Yes, this Wisconsin team.
no, I meant team.
Oh, yes. Together, everyone achieves more. God, I can't even. That's a whole other
So
story.
you don't have that tattoo?
No, it's just a whole other thing that I can't stand about.
I thought
just
that was
this
the
Wisconsin
Brown
football
family
program.
motto.
Nope,
Oh,
it is not.
okay.
But no, I mean that's seriously. I don't know what else you're going to say other than the fact that he has been active in bringing players in. Whatever level of players he's bringing in bodies.
You're right. It might not have been better, but like, would anyone, given the same situation, if they're like, hey, you know what, you've got this low budget, maybe you do what our basketball team does, and you go like recruit from the MAC.
Hold on. Let's not. They're not bereft of cash. Like, they have money.
Georgia Tech is number 18. I can't imagine Georgia Tech has more money
like
than Wisconsin.
Tanner Mordecai,
Better
and
players.
there's injury issues. Like, they also blew their opportunity. So Indiana had influx of cash, but then they won.
And
now
Indiana had an influx of a coach who brought like 50 players with him in the
Right,
transfer
but then
portal.
most
30
importantly,
actually, but
they won, and now money and winning begets more money and winning. And I'm not even saying that Luke Fickell can't turn this thing around, but who's invested in this team? Like, if you're a fan, or you're a booster, or you're a business owner, why are you giving money? The only reason you're doing it is because you love Badger football. There has been no proof of concept for Badger football. I agree with Molly that Luke Fickell went from having, let's say there was no structure, to now there is a structure, is true. But that is also like raising the bar to the bare minimum. Like under Paul Chryst at the end with the transfer portal NIL, they were below the minimum. Luke Fickell now has built in a minimum standard. But this program has unquestionably, and I think it was sliding backwards, and I'm not saying he can't turn it around, but we are grasping at straws year 3 in to hiring a high-profile coach. And I will say this right now, Jimmy Leonard isn't walking through that door, and Jimmy Leonard wouldn't have fixed this either. Mm-hmm. So, like, this is not a they should have hired Jim Leonard conversation. If anything, I would say they should have hired, like, Lance Leipold conversation. Now the current head coach at Kansas, like someone else who has coaching experience. If Luke Fickell goes, I don't want Jim Leonard then either. I want a guy who's coached in college football before because it is complicated and it is relentless. But Mike from Madison chimes in, Matt, please stop. They could beat Maryland by 20, and the Badgers are still mediocre. They need to beat Bama or at the very least compete. NIL isn't fair. Well, the Badgers refuse to address the issue and spend the money. Take it up with UW.
Right, that's what I'm saying, like, is the bigger issue. I'm saying if
it's beyond just Luke Fickell and the football team.
If he's flush with NIL money to recruit players, there might be a different story about the Badgers right now.
And it's not necessarily how much money there is, too. It's the structure and the infrastructure of how those deals are negotiated and how you go and find players,
right,
too.
And I don't know the nitty-gritty of it. I'm aware that the more money you have to put towards players, the more players want to come. And then you have your options of great people.
I think part of the issue, too, is they might even have the funds at their disposal, but they don't really know how to use it the best.
That's true.
They're still catching up to that world.
Illinois, I can't imagine that they're flush with cash.
They actually just got $100 million
just now,
investment.
but they were good before this.
They have been good the past few years.
Wasn't that for, like, their new stadium?
And wait, isn't that exactly what I said?
Or something?
I don't know, but regardless,
to the athletic program.
They win. And then people want to give money, and businesses want to give more money. This is where Fickell is in a doom cycle. And I'm not saying this is his fault, but he might have taken a hopeless job.
Right.
To your point. But he might be the guy that, like, sets it forward. Because I'm going to tell you this right now, and nobody's going to disagree with me on this. If Luke Fickell, let's say his career ends on Saturday, which will not happen. If Luke Fickell never coaches another game beyond Saturday with the Wisconsin Badgers, Gary Anderson had a better legacy or has a better legacy at the University of Wisconsin than Luke Fickell. Because you know what Gary Anderson brought here? The 3-4 defense.
Okay.
I mean, that's still here. I mean, I guess Tressel kind of mixed it up a little bit, but the Badgers were successful with Paul Chryst because he had Dave Aranda here, Gary Anderson did, brought 3-4 defense. We were running an old school 4-3 defense for the type of kids that are in the state of Wisconsin. The 3-4 defense is absolutely perfect. And they had that here for a while. And then Jim Leonard took that 3-4 defense and made it elite for a while.
You know what Luke Fickell brought to Wisconsin?
Wisconsin.
He brought Wisconsin.
And I'm saying this.
Have you ever heard him say the state of Wisconsin?
Now that you mention it, I can kind of like envision it, but it didn't like stick out at me before this.
Kelly Sheffield does the same thing. Wisconsin.
We catching red flag.
Kelly Sheffield wins, though.
Yeah, I know.
No, just when you say Wisconsin, I right away think of Kelly Sheffield.
Yep.
Which is funny.
You know, and I get what you're saying. I'm just saying nobody cares because he's a winner.
Yeah.
You can call it whatever the hell you want.
But I will say this is obviously not just a Wisconsin-only thing. I remember I was watching College Game Day a couple weeks ago, and it was Oregon was taking on Oklahoma State, and Mike Gundy had the exact same thing where he was like, how do you expect me to win against a team that is spending mega amounts of money that I can't even touch? And then guess what? They end up getting beat 69-3.
Nice. Matt, tell us about Odyssey.
69.
Odyssey is that great Wisconsin company that makes delicious feta cheese. 10 gallons of that delicious Wisconsin locally sourced milk makes 1 pound of fantastic, creamy, delicious, zangy feta cheese that you're looking for. And it's not just the feta. They've got a delicious Greek yogurt. They got Greek-based dips, but the flavors of the feta are outrageous. They have the peppercorn, the sweet heat, which is one of my favorites, the smoked. There's a delicious Mediterranean one as well. So if you're looking to get your Greek on, you can find Odyssey at any of the grocery stores that you go to because Odyssey is nationwide, baby. That's Odyssey Brands.
This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin App, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
Condon Jeweler,
Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side. When you see Diamond Jim, you can count on him to be on your side. Selection beyond compare with on-site repair, so you can wear your jewelry with pride. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
One reason so many local organizations choose document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems? The people. Amanda Burrian, office manager at Covenant Lutheran Church.
One of the main things that has always been absolutely outstanding to me is the customer service rep that comes out and helps with the technical stuff. He is absolutely wonderful.
James Imaging Systems, a 100% locally owned and managed business technology company. And that translates into better support, better service.
Fast, efficient, they're dedicated, and they're willing to be there when you need them. So it's wonderful service.
Amanda, James Imaging Systems, more like a vendor or more like a partner?
Like a partner.
And your overall business experience with James?
That feels more like a partnership as well.
James Imaging Systems, AI-driven workflow automation, security enhancements, and digital transformation. Call 608-221-3457. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-$300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code CLEAN to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code CLEAN for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code CLEAN for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
From kickoff to cash out, ESPN Bet has the tools you need to score more on game days. Bet smarter with stats at your fingertips. Get personalized parlays built just for you. And with your fantasy team synced right in the app, you can back your squad. Right now, new customers get $100 in bonus bets when you bet $10. Sign up with promo code USL to get started. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
The John Deere Gator XUV lets you cut, pack, drive, scout, weld, stack, feed, pull, load, tow, spray, and haul, all in a single day. Because with the highest cargo box volume in its class, customizable features, and a towing capacity of up to 4,000 pounds, it gets the job done. You just have to get in the seat. Learn more at your John Deere dealer or visit johndeere.com/GatorXUV.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions, securing homes and businesses in the Madison area since 1987.
Man, I got this swag. My hat to my bag. You know I'm poppin' tag. But man, I got this swag. Man, I got this swag. My hat to my bag. You know I'm poppin' tag. But man, I got this swag when I surf. Now I be surfing swag. I'm on him, not exotic.
Chalmers Jewelers in Madison and in Middleton. Madison's family-owned, Madison's locally owned, Madison's custom jeweler. Visit Chalmers Jewelers in Madison and in Middleton. Jim Rutledge, Molly Brown, Matt Hamilton, Primetime Lorshine with you in the Everlight Solar Studio. You can stream us on the ESPN Wisconsin app and see us on the ESPN Madison YouTube stream as well. We had Aaron Goldhammer on from ESPN Cleveland, Draft Day fame. He's also a national host on ESPN. I think he does a lot on the weekends there for ESPN Radio. So we want to play back some of the stuff he did with us in a fun game that we play called For Real or Phony.
Well, look who's talking now.
You talking to me? Then who the hell else are you talking? Talking to me?
Now, are they speaking the truth?
I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
Or feeding us crap?
You're a phony! Hey, everybody! This guy's a great big phony!
Time to decide if it's for real or phony.
All right, guys. Well, we just, as Jim said, had Aaron Goldhammer on the show. And, guys, I know we don't like to do For Real or Phony with our friends, who Aaron Goldhammer is one of, but there were a couple things he said that lit off the alarm bells in my ears. First of which being that he believes that Jordan Love could end up being the best quarterback in the line of succession of Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre.
You know, like
they do. Yeah.
This has been now generations of epically great quarterback play. And what's funny is, like, as if Favre wasn't good enough, then Rodgers came along and was epically great.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I don't know, Jordan Love looks like he may be better than both of those guys by the time it's all said and done.
Whoa!
So, I just... I mean, look, if he wins a Super Bowl this year, he's the same age that Favre and Rodgers won their Super Bowls.
So, Matt, you were the one who had the big reaction in the moment. Did this strike you as For Real or Phony when you heard it at first?
I mean, I think what he said was for real, but it sounds super phony when you have...
phony!
Like, let's be real. Aaron Rodgers wasn't going crazy at 27. No one thought that this was his end, was his future after he won the Super Bowl in 27. Like, we don't know what's coming up for Jordan Love either. Probably nothing, but we didn't see this coming out of Rodgers. And Favre made 2 Super Bowls. Like, Jordan Love is a couple steps behind right now, and it just seems like a pretty bold statement. So I think it was for real, but I think that take is phony.
I'm for real.
Yeah,
You're a phony!
I don't think Aaron is a phony.
He is not a phony, obviously.
I don't think he goes on every market and, like, he hops on in Detroit and be like, you know, Jared Goff is better than anything you've had, which is probably true. But 2009, Aaron Rodgers, 4,434 yards, 30 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. That's the year before they won the Super Bowl. So,
right.
like, already past an ascended past to where Jordan Love is currently. Maybe Jordan gets there, but, like, Aaron Rodgers' rookie year is better than anything, or not rookie year. Aaron Rodgers' first year as a starter is better than anything Jordan Love has done so far.
Yeah.
Like, just to establish a baseline.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't agree with the premise that Jordan Love will end up as the best quarterback. I don't think they're going to get more than 2 Super Bowl appearances out of Jordan Love. But could they get 1 Super Bowl victory and he wins a lot of games and is not a dingus and could be the most beloved Packers quarterback?
Yeah, that is possible.
That, I think, is very possible.
And he did have a follow-up after he made that bold statement that Jordan Love could be the best quarterback of the crew. This is what he followed up with about how their legacies might look afterwards.
Mm-hmm. Except for I don't know that he's going to have all this off-the-field nonsense derail him the way that Favre and Rodgers did. There's no evidence of that.
Right.
Plus, you know, I think he's got a really great team around him.
So, Molly, with that little extra bit of context, you still with Matt and Jim here that this is a for real statement, or what do you think? Jordan Love being the best quarterback of the 3.
I mean, I don't know if I personally believe it. There's a lot more that I need to see, but I believe it. I believe it more so coming out of his mouth than I probably do out of Matt's mouth. And I only say that. I only say that because I like to hear an outsider's perspective, because I feel like sometimes we're in a vacuum. We are around primarily Packers fans in the state of Wisconsin. Like, we all have our own opinions about Packers players. So it's nice hearing somebody on a national level / just like in a totally different market than what the Green Bay Packers are, hearing what their perspective on Jordan Love is. So I'll take it. I don't know if I'm believing it. Yeah.
Well, speaking of different markets and the quarterbacks that they've had to deal with in Cleveland, we also asked him about Baker Mayfield and his somewhat, A or B history with the Cleveland Browns. Here's what he had to say about Baker Mayfield as a possible Super Bowl quarterback.
I don't think Baker is good enough to win a Super Bowl with,
Okay.
which is why I think the Browns moved on from him. I think he's in a weak division. I think that he's grown up tremendously and has played great. So I don't want to sound like I'm tearing him down. My feeling on it here, though, was that it's dangerous to pay a guy like that a ton of money because it's the Dak Prescott situation, right? I mean, it's, you got a nice quarterback, but if you pay him too much money, then you can't put a team around him.
So, Matt, he mentioned Mr. Mid, Dak Prescott, one of your favorite quarterbacks. Do you feel like his logic here is for real or phony when it comes to when you got a mid quarterback or like the 13th best quarterback, you can't win a Super Bowl because you got to pay everyone else around him?
I mean, if you have the 13th best quarterback and you pay and you pay him like he's a top 7-6 quarterback, that's detrimental to your squad. So, yes, he's absolutely right about that. And unfortunately, that's kind of, until Jordan Love proves us otherwise, he was a top guy. He's a top 5 guy. He needs to play like a top 5 guy and earn that money.
Where would you put Jordan Love right now?
10.
10, just so that he's not 13 and you can convince yourself he's good enough
Just
that
this
they can win a
season?
Super Bowl with?
Or overall?
Just overall in the
right now,
current
this season,
starters. Of the current starters. And
so who are the 9 other quarterbacks ahead of him? Because there's no way that there's 9 other quarterbacks ahead of Jordan Love this year.
Well, not just this year. I'm saying
but I
veterans
just said
who've had
this year.
Well, currently in this current situation, but I can look back at their past and make assumptions about how this year is going to go.
Okay.
Right? So, you've got your obvious ones. You got your Mahomes. Mm-hmm. You got Jalen Hurts right now.
QBR, Lamar Jackson, Jared Goff, Justin Herbert, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Daniel Jones, Brock Purdy. Number 8 is Jordan Love. Right?
Okay, QBR clearly doesn't tell the whole story then.
For this season.
Though.
I mean, Daniel Jones has had a great year.
Daniel Jones is slinging.
You said so
they
far
haven't
this
punted
season.
yet this year.
They're 2-0.
They haven't punted yet this year.
But then he was just, okay, never mind.
And then, so Jordan Love, Baker Mayfield, Jalen Hurts. According to QBR, through 2 games.
And that's just these two. And I think if you look back to the past a little bit, at least the very recent future, you can make an argument for 8, Molly, but he's not in the top 5. And I think it's fair to put him at the bottom of 6 to 10.
Okay.
Do you think that Jordan Love, if he's not top 5, could win a Super Bowl with this roster?
Yes.
I do think with this roster and this current setup.
If we're asking the question, could he win with a 40-year-old Joe Flacco right now? Pretty sure you can win with less than 5.
Joe Flacco's QBR is scrolling,
Well, he's thrown
28.
3 interceptions so far this season in 2 games.
He's 28. 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions.
I will say, I was watching one of those Browns games. One of those interceptions was very much not on him. It was his wide receiver juggled it up in the air like a circus act and gave it to the DB.
Can I say that the way that Aaron Goldhammer described Joe Flacco reminded me of when Brett Favre was here for their flag football game? And Brett Favre was older than 40. He can sling. Brett Favre could still sling it during that game.
Like one of those Levi's commercials.
Let it rip.
Yeah. What is that? Gold Bond or what?
Yeah, but he could still let it rip.
Gold Bond.
Wait, did you say Copper Tone?
Yeah,
that's a
sunscreen.
Copper Fit.
Copper Fit.
I'm like, he was not the little baby with it.
Yeah, with his tush hanging out.
You didn't know? That's how he started. He was the baby.
He was the Copper Tone baby. That's how he got into Copper Fit.
Okay, again, not a Brett Favre fan, but I saw him here for the AmFam Championship a couple years ago. Dude looks like he literally walks like he's 90, so it's shocking to hear that he was that good at slinging
10 years
the pill.
before that, it was probably the.
But this was only 5
football.
years ago, maybe.
Right. So it was probably 10 years ago that he did the flag football thing.
Okay.
But he could let it rip. He
I've
didn't move around great, but when you
Jerry
throw
Rice.
it, it still hums. When you
Copper sleeve.
where it gets that hiss through the air. And he let it rip. You could still hear the ball go.
I bet you Terry Bradshaw could still sling a pill.
Probably.
Literally.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree with you on that. Yeah, all right.
Yeah, we were going to end it there. We brought it back to Joe Flacco. We got where we needed to be.
All right.
Brought it back to old men playing football.
As we always should.
Which is the theme for tonight, for Sunday's game for the Packers.
I thought you were going to say for tonight's game. I'm like,
no,
Tua
old man Flacco. Does he make it through alive?
I mean, Tua is 40 in quarterback years.
God, just think. Okay, when the Steelers and Browns take the field when they play each other multiple times this year, the two quarterbacks
80.
combined, 81, 82 years old. But it depends what time of the year. I don't know.
Again, we need to work
Well,
on
Rogers
it.
is
Can we
December.
put age limits on a lot of things?
Could they have like a shared AARP membership?
What other things are you? I'm just kidding. Joking.
Well, they'll definitely be able to get dinner before the game. Put the early bird special guy.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Maybe go to a movie
You
too
could
for
maybe
a
go
couple
to Ruth's
bucks.
Chris Steakhouse for the Sizzle, Swizzle, and Swirl Happy Hour, which is a little bit earlier. Get themselves a steak sandwich, a Coors Light, some Bengay. I don't know, whatever it is they need at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton, and kind of oil up those joints before they have to go out there and play over at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly.
Matt, you I don't mean this in a mean way, but you kind of look like your dog.
Moose is a
golden retriever.
handsome dog. So
You have beautiful
no
dogs.
offense taken. No offense taken at all.
Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
The people have spoken, and the results are undeniable. Ridgetop Exteriors delivers. We swept the People's Choice Awards. Best roofing, best siding, best windows, and best overall home improvement company. That's not just winning, that's setting the standard with expert craftsmanship, top materials, and service that keeps homeowners coming back. 4 categories, 4 wins, 1 name. Ridgetop Exteriors, your only choice for home exteriors. Visit ridgetopexteriors.com and experience the difference today.
Ridgetop Exteriors.
Imagine the peace of mind knowing your home or business is safe 24/7. I'm Jeffrey Beckman, president of J&K Security Solutions, and we provide security you can trust. Serving Madison and southern Wisconsin, J&K Security Solutions offers state-of-the-art home and business security systems tailored to your needs. From video surveillance to home and business automation, to find out how J&K Security can help secure what matters most in your life, visit jksecurity.com.
Ben Brust here to tell you about why your next work van should be from Mercedes-Benz Sprinter at Zimbrick European. First off, we have versatility. The Sprinter vans offer 16 body types and thousands of ways to customize that space. Number 2, we have reliability. Sprinter's most powerful diesel engines last longer and require less maintenance, spend more time on the road and less time in those bays. Number 3, we have safety. Sprinter's safety technologies include curtain airbags all around, load adaptive electronic stability program, and crosswind and attention assist. Number 4, Van Care Mobile. Our maintenance team can come to you with routine service. Who wants to go in? Let them come to you. They work with multiple trucks on one visit. Use the Mercedes Me Connect. And last but not least, get your Zimbrick Sprinter at Zimbrick European at Rimrock Road and the Beltline, or go online at ZimbrickEuropean.com, because your next Mercedes Sprinter van is waiting for you.
From the biggest stars to the greatest moments, Behind the Bucks is Bucks history like you've never heard it before. It's all on Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the new ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
Madison's financial challenges need a Dane County-based bank. Starion Bank is a full-service community bank that delivers quality big bank services with a local approach. We are proud to be there for any budding entrepreneur or small businesses, helping them exceed their financial goals from banking to lending to cash management. Visit a banker at one of our convenient branches in Middleton, Monona, or Sun Prairie. Starion Bank, taking you farther.
Have you been waiting to buy your next home? Stop. Now is the time to get housed. What's up, Madison? It's Stacy from Bruner Realty. Nobody has a crystal ball to know what the future holds. The longer you wait to find your next home, the better the chance you'll be paying more for it than you would be today. Don't miss out on what could be the best opportunity to find your dream home. Contact our team at BrunerRealtyInc.com to help start your search. That's BrunerRealtyInc.com. Let's get housed.
Greg Scalzo here for Buck & Honey's. This fall, Buck & Honey's is celebrating their 15-year anniversary with 15 days of giveaways. From October 6th through the 20th, they're giving away a huge prize to one lucky winner every single day. Buck & Honey's is beyond grateful for their loyal guests and the amazing team who've supported them over the years, and it's time to give back. Enter at any of their locations in Sun Prairie, Monona, Wanakee, or Mount Horeb, and follow them on social media for more ways to sign up. I'll see you at Buck & Honey's.
Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions.
J&K Security Solutions, locally owned, veteran-owned, family-owned. They will protect your home or business. They can do that with commercial fire protection and commercial security, and they also have Control 4 to help you control the most important things in your life from anywhere in the world at J&K Security Solutions. I'm Jim Rutledge alongside Matt Hamilton, Molly Brown. Primetime Laura Sean behind the glass. It is not a Friday, which is when we normally do Molly's game, but Matt Hamilton. It's a Friday for Matt because Matt's curling. No, he's not curling. He's just going to a friend's party. Ditching us tomorrow.
Yeah, basically.
He's ditching us right now, too, on the ESPN Madison YouTube stream, by the way.
Yeah.
Why?
What's going on? Why is he just a blank screen right now?
Well, because it's so steamy in the studio, we opened that door to air it out a little bit, and that door is currently blocking
Should
the
I
video.
close the door again? We can hotbox it in here.
Oh, but it's hot. Can we just do like a wide shot? We have a wide shot camera.
Yeah, but it doesn't look as good.
Okay, but it's not going to look good if we're all just sitting here soaking in our sweat stains.
Okay, Molly.
Well, I got black on, but...
Yeah.
Is that why
we got the
you wore
right
black
colors.
today?
Yeah,
Yes.
we've got the right colors for
Molly's like,
sweating.
yes.
No,
This is definitely
But tomorrow
why.
I'm going to be coming in here in the office like I'm going to the pool, so...
Please do, actually. That's how Matt showed up on Monday.
Yeah, right.
We're in a tank top.
You know,
Right?
my wife's got a kiddie pool left over. Maybe I could put a kiddie pool in here. We could host the show with our feet in the kiddie pool.
Might be inappropriate.
Talk about Aaron Rodgers.
Only if we have a camera pointed at the pool, though.
Get a little extra views.
A couple extra views.
Make us money.
Them salt and pepper toes, Jim.
I would literally have to get a pedicure. Like,
I
I would
am not-
not show my toes.
Actually, I have nice feet. I don't have hairy feet, and I have,
You don't have hairy feet?
No.
Oh, I feel like you...
Yeah.
No hairy feet.
I literally just picture Jim as like a silverback gorilla.
I'm not even gonna say it. We should just get to Molly's game.
my notebook that has all of our previous weeks in it. Bad news, I forgot to go through and figure out who won each week.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be a next week problem.
I love that.
It's
And you'll
Ryan's
lose
fault.
the notebook in between.
No.
Or you're going to lose the ink for how hot it is in here.
Yeah, no, it's actually dripping off the page. So hopefully I can read all these Molly's games lines that I'm going to give you guys. So first up, tonight's game. What a great game we're going to see tonight. Bills-Dolphins. Can't wait. Josh Allen over under 236.5 passing yards. Matt, you first.
Ooh, passing yards. I feel like they could get a lead and just run the rock. Let's go under. They're going to catch a lead early and run the rock. He might not even finish the game.
Jim?
I'm going to go over.
Ryan?
You said 230 passing yards?
236.5.
I'll go under. Maybe he just unleashes it with his legs a little bit more. He and James Cook just combined for a ton of yards on the ground.
Raise your hand if you want the Dolphins to win.
Why?
I'm the only one that raised my hand.
Yeah,
Because wouldn't it be fun? Bills, one of the top teams in the NFL, they get beat by one of the most atrocious franchises right now.
Can I say separately?
Be fun.
I sneaky like the Dolphins uniforms.
Yeah.
They're great
they're
colors.
great uniforms. The Bills and the Dolphins, both elite uniforms.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the Miami Hurricane.